Hi, I'm Kesida, study in Ashankar Institute of Technology, CSCA section. My afternoon about topic is exception handling. Exception handling. Exception is an indication of problem during the execution. Exception occurs infrequently divided by zero. Promotes robust and fault tolerant software. Java is exception handling nearly identical to C++. Mixed program code with error handling code makes program difficult to read, modify, maintain, debug. Uses of exception handling. Process exception from a program component. Handling exception in a uniform manner in large projects. Remove error handling code from mainline exception. A method detects an error and throws an exception. Exception handling process of error. Uncaught exception aid advised effects might terminate program execution. Code that could generate error would the try blocks. Code for error handling enclosed in a catch class. The finally class always executes. Termination models of exception handling. The block in which is exception occurs expired immediately. Throws. Throws class use specifies exception methods through or by methods in calls. Simply problems then that can easily be fixed can be handled as errors. Use exception handling for more complicated situations. Typical exceptions: array index out of range, overflow, decision by zero, invalid method, parameters, memory allocation problems. Most significant use of exception handling. Problem occurs in a method, but resolution must be done in calling method one or more levels above. Method that detected problems throws an exception. Method that resolves problems catches the exception. Common program mistakes: throws arithmetic expression, number format expression. Exception: throw is thrown if present, presentable, passable, etc. The given bad string. Program catches an exception is an appropriate catch block. Some classes are in a superclass. Program continues executing with code after the last catch block, not back inside the try block. Is the given program output is divided by 0 test.java. The above next program show divided by 0 dash java line 51, line 52 to 53. Above next program in lines next is Java exception hierarchy. Exceptions, like everything in Java, are project objects, superclass, throwable class, subclass exception. Exceptional situations should be caught by program. Subclass error typically not caught by program. Checked exception include any you create. Catch or declare requirements. Unchecked exception subclasses of runtime exception, number format exception. Good idea to catch but not required. Inheritance hierarchy for class throwable. Throwables are two types: exception, error. Exception is to be divided into two: runtime exception, IO exception. Error is to AWT error, thread death, out of memory error. Next, rethrowing an exception. Rethrow exception if catch cannot handle it. This typically involves a try block with it catch blocks inside another try block. Inner catch block throws in it to outer catch block or even one to the calling method. Finally, clash resource leak. Cache when resources are not released by a program files, database connections, network connections. The finally block optional appears after catch blocks, always executes whether or not any exceptions is thrown, used to release resource. Next is given into the program. So public class using exceptions, public class, public static void main string args, thrown exceptions, does not thrown exceptions, exception, throw exceptions, system error, throw exceptions. Show the program. Finally, next stack unwinding, exception not caught into scope, method terminates stack unwinding error, all local variables to out of scopes, control reverts to statement that called methods. Another attempted to catch exception if this is inside a try block and on and on and on. Show the program. Try exception, catch exception, try exception, catch exception from method of the thrown exception. Next, method declared as the thrown cashew, thrown an exception. Next, print stack trace, get stack trace and get message. Throwable class method print stack trace, prints method call stack, helpful in debugging. Method get stack trace obtains stack trace information. Method get message returns descriptive string. Uncaught exception default exception handle displays complete stack trace. Even the program print information generated by the message of and print stack trace. Next will be print stack trace elements. Show. Next, print stack trace elements. Next, method 1 declares a thrown classes. Above next, class methods. Next, method 2 declared as a thrown class. Next, class method 3. Method 3 declares a throws classes. Thrown as exception that propagates back to main. Next will be declaring new exception types. Extend exiting exception classes. Public class 2 small exception extends arithmetic expression public to small exception super. Method value is less than 100. Public to small exception string message super. Bracket. Constructors and exception handling. Constructor cannot return a value to indicate an error. Thrown exception if you constructor cashews error. For example, if invalid initialization value given to constructor and there is no too sensible way to correct this. Thank you for your given opportunity. Thank you.